Hi you guys, it's Allie and welcome to another pregnancy update. So this week we are actually now in week 30. So I'm going to recap weeks 29 and now I'm into my 30th week. So I'm going to touch up on that as well. For week 29, baby was the size of a pineapple. I think it was about 16 inches or so in length and a little over 2.5 pounds, I want to say. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I will try to reference the Ovia app just to remind myself. Yes, so at 29 weeks, she was a pineapple. And then it just talked about things that was going on, feeling the baby move more and the baby putting on more fat. Baby's eyes are in place where they need to be. Okay, so at 29 weeks, it does say that the baby probably weighs close to 3 pounds. Some symptoms at 29 weeks that I have felt throughout the pregnancy, but it definitely was showing up again, was like the heartburn, indigestion, things like that. Things get a little bit more difficult because the baby's taking up more room, so it's hard. Once you eat, everything wants to kind of just like stay up here, which is not fun. It's basically saying like she's practicing her breathing and things like that, but mostly just putting on weight. Something exciting that happened at 29 weeks or 29 and a half weeks was my baby shower, which I was very, very excited about. It was a little untraditional in the sense that I pretty much planned my own shower. For those of you who have been following me on my journey or just in general, I think you guys may know by now that I'm a workaholic, like straight up, I'm a workaholic. Not kind of, I just am addicted to working. It helps that I enjoy what I do, but I needed to know the date and everything to make sure that I don't book people or that I didn't have people booked for that day. And I took a little bit of the control as far as like invitations and decorations and the venue and things like that. My mom helped out a lot though, as far as like coming together with little prizes for the baby shower games and things like that. I shouldn't say that it was stressful up until the very night before. The good thing was like a friend and my sister did help put together favors. It was actually really cute. I had it at a little tea house, like a French bistro type place. And I thought it would be good to give out little teacups with tea and like a honey stir as a favor. So something that people will actually use, not just something random that no one ever really uses. So they did help me put together the favors, which that was very helpful. But other than that, I pretty much took care of everything as far as planning. But the day of, my friends were amazing. My mom, my mother-in-law, my friend's mom was helping too. They kind of just helped set up and made the place look beautiful, and it was already beautiful, but I was going to try to vlog it, but it was so crazy and hectic, and I was running on 3 hours of sleep because I'm crazy, and I worked 12 hours the day before, came home late, and whatever, it was intense. But I didn't have time to vlog it. I was too busy trying to go around and, mingle and just interact with people and make sure that everyone felt included and had a good time. It was really great. Everything went by smoothly. The thing that was annoying, that there was about 9 or 10 people that had either said they were coming and didn't show up, and a couple of people canceled like the night before saying that they couldn't go. So that was a little annoying, but either way, it was fun. It was beautiful. Things went by smoothly. And I do have tons of pictures, so maybe I'll include those, but I didn't get a chance to vlog. It was just way too much running around for me. I managed to stay in my heels the whole time. So I don't know how I did it, but I did it. But that was it. That was exciting. Kind of like a low for me was, I don't know if it was a combination of like the stress and just overworking myself and wanting to make sure that everything was perfect for the guests and for my baby. Like, it's for my baby girl, so I wanted it to be perfect, but I really couldn't care less when it came to, like, for me. It was more that I wanted everyone else to have fun and treat them. So I think it was a combination of, like, the stress and just everything. But I was a little overwhelmed, and I may have had a couple of kind of sort of mental breakdowns. Not full on mental breakdowns, I shouldn't say that, but it was very difficult, and I was overwhelmed and emotional. But things got better once the party happened and things like that. And we were super, super fortunate and so grateful. I know, it's the first baby and the gifts are a big deal. But to me, I just wanted like a little celebration and for everyone to just be together and celebrate such a happy time. Now we're into week 30, and it's funny because reading up on the things on Ovia, I will show you guys actually. So now it says baby is the size of a summer cantaloupe, which is pretty big. That the baby is now able to recognize voices, which I thought that she was able to do early on just because of her reactions to when certain people talk, like my husband. But I guess now she's able to actually recognize them versus just maybe his voice was a certain tone that she reacted to more. I don't know, but I think she's been able to recognize it. It could just be in my head being excited. Basically says that she's continuing to produce meconium that will make up her first poop. So that's fun. Here is the size of her hand now, which I love seeing. Things that they also spoke about in weeks 29 and now into 30. And it kind of made sense, but it did mention things like being more emotional and symptoms like that kind of coming back. A lot of symptoms that people felt in the first trimester do tend to come back, like being, like I said, emotional, moody, the heartburn and things like that. So when I read that, I was like, that makes sense, because I was very emotional and overwhelmed. But I think it had more to do with the fact that I was planning my own shower while running a business and working full time, working like 12 hours a day, coming home, trying to cook and clean and just still have a social life and see my friends. And it was a lot. So I think I was just very overwhelmed. But I'm sure the hormones had something to do with it too, where maybe one little situation and me being hormonal, it was like overboard. That's about it. Oh, something else. I'm still feeling good. I'm feeling more tired, but I definitely think that pregnancy insomnia is totally a thing, and I think that I'm dealing with it because I have been so exhausted, but I can't sleep. And a lot of times when I tell people that, they think it's because I'm uncomfortable, and that's not necessarily the case. I'm not super comfortable at night, but I'm not so uncomfortable that I'm not able to sleep because of that. I'm just not able to sleep, period. And this has been going on for a couple of weeks now, where I'm just exhausted and I feel myself like my eyes wanting to close and just so tired, and I know I want to fall asleep, and my body's telling me like, just stop and go to sleep, and then I don't sleep. And even when I do fall asleep, I'm up early, and once I'm up, I'm up. Except this morning, I actually was able to wake up early on my own, and then I was able to go back to bed for about an hour until I had to get up and get ready for work. That's one thing that it's very frustrating. I don't know if any of you guys deal with it too, but it's very frustrating because my body's exhausted and I know I need to rest, but I'm not allowing myself to rest. I think I just need a day where I'm not working and I have nothing to do and I can just sleep in. Good thing is my husband's super, super helpful, and he tries so hard to get me to relax, and he helps out. That's always good. I'm just stubborn. That's it. And I'm always like, I got it. You relax, you do it. And he has to tell me, like, you need to stop. You're growing a human and you're working and you need to relax. So he helps me. He kind of brings me back down when I'm overdoing it. But I think that soon I'm not going to have a choice. I'm going to have to relax. I feel like I significantly grew the past couple of weeks, like 29 and now into 30, I feel like I I'm huge, which I don't think I am, but I do think I am. People tell me that I'm small, but I feel huge. Something that stinks, in my opinion, is I noticed a couple of tiny little stretch marks. And I know it's not a big deal, and I know that they fade and things like that. I guess I'm just paranoid just because of how my skin is. I mean, I'm covered in color now, but I have marks from like burns just from like the curling iron and the oven and things like that. And with my skin and the skin tone, it just takes a long time for things to fade. Even like acne marks, they're not scars, they're just marks that take forever to fade. I have been putting the belly balm, I'm still using the organic belly balm, and I have been doing it regularly every day, at least every night, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. So I feel like that's helping, and I'm drinking water, but I guess maybe they were just inevitable, and I have a couple of tiny little stretch marks, which I'm not happy about, but they're very little. So it could be worse. And it's just me. And some people might get offended or like, you should be proud and this and that. Fine, you can be proud of your stretch marks. I just don't want them. That's just me. They're not terrible, but they're there. And I know that I have 10 more weeks to go at least. Or, I mean, unless she comes early. But I just hope it doesn't get too crazy. I want to try, I think it's called bio oil, because I think that's supposed to be good too. But I'm very happy with the belly balm, so I'm going to stick with that for now. And I'm going through that so quickly as opposed to my first and second trimester, because I would only use it every now and then. Now I'm like globbing it on. After seeing those tiny little marks, I was like, oh no, this is not happening. I'm definitely feeling more tightness going on, which like the tightening of the belly, which I'm pretty sure are Braxton Hicks contractions. I've been feeling them throughout the pregnancy though, but it's not anything crazy that I'm super concerned. And I spoke to my doctor about it, and just drinking water and moving like my positioning helps. I haven't felt much cramping, which I think is a good thing, just more like tightening of the belly. But I'm just keeping my eye on that and making sure that everything's okay. We do go for a checkup in a few days. I think at that appointment we will have a sonogram, which I'm excited to see my little girl. Overall though, I still feel really good. At night, my belly gets bigger and I'm more tired and I'm just like a big blob. But I love it. I just love feeling her move, and I do love being pregnant. I have been wanting to eat more, but there's like no room. My stomach is so squished that I'll eat and then I just feel like so uncomfortable, and I don't even eat so much, but I'm still hungry. It's just that there's no room. All good. I'm still enjoying it. All, the emotional stuff and the physical stuff and everything. It's a lot to deal with, but I'm just enjoying every single moment, and I feel so blessed that I'm able to experience this. And I hope those of you who want to experience it, I hope that you get to one day. And for those of you who don't want to or maybe can't, it's okay. But I just remember when we, were trying and things like that, we were very blessed and it didn't take too long for us. But I just remember hearing things and I'm like, people are so lucky to have these complaints. So I don't want it to come off as if I'm complaining. I know it's just a lot of changes and a lot of adjustments, but it's not complaints, honestly. They're little things that I am lucky enough to be going through, and I'm taking it all in. And my husband and I, God willing, we would want to have lots of little babies. So I already told him, like, I can't wait until I get to do all of this all over again, and she's still in me. So anyway, we're excited. So as much as it was a lot of emotional downs with just being overwhelmed and a lot to deal with and like the physical stuff, overall I still feel good and happy and fortunate and blessed and all that good stuff. But anyway, I'm rambling at this point. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed this little 29 and 30 week update. We are getting close. I feel like the countdown is officially happening. Oh, something else, nesting is definitely real. A couple of months ago where I just like wanted to clean and disinfect and organize, and it's happening more. And I think with getting so many things at our baby shower, myself and even my husband were like, okay, we need to prep, like we need to organize and set up and this and that. And so it's very real. But I'm not full on nesting yet, but I feel myself getting there. I will show you guys my big old belly. I have maternity jeans on now, but I will show you. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. Thank you so much for joining me with this journey. If you are enjoying these pregnancy updates, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to keep up with the channel and all the videos that I'm putting out there. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, be sure to stay happy, you guys.